Hi there. This is a quick intro to Invalusys' logistics risk management tool. Um, we built this because over the last 10 years, we've worked with logistics companies who've been basically left holding inventory because a client that they've had has gotten into some form of financial distress. Uh, for whatever reason. Uh, And when we've come to sell the inventory, the expectation around the value of that inventory normally doesn't necessarily align with the size of the problem. So what does that mean? It normally means that the value of the inventory doesn't cover the debt that's left to you as the logistics company. So we wanted to build a tool to help give some early warnings around that scenario. So what we're looking at here, in fact, let me just go back. Just set that up. Apologies. Uh, so this is a snapshot of a 3PL that's managing 9 clients. And the system is flagging up that 8 of these clients are at risk and need some further exploration or management. And the system is flagging risk up quite simply because the value of the outstanding invoices and the risk of non-payment to the 3PL versus the value of the inventory that sits in the building and what that inventory is worth. There's a mismatch there, and where there's a mismatch, that normally means there's a loss and the risk is always going to be on the side of the logistics company. Let's just take a quick look at that in a little bit more detail. I'm going to choose one company here. Let's just pick Lumia Leather at the bottom. So we're getting a snapshot on what's going on with Lumia Leather. Broadly, we can see that Lumia Leather's got 121 SKUs in the DC. There's an outstanding invoice value of 47,307, and there's a risk of £30,267 in terms of cash exposure to the 3PL. And we can see that just by scrolling down in a little bit more detail. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger for you there, just so you can see. So Lumia Leather at the moment currently has got 5 outstanding invoices. The outstanding invoice value is 47,307, and the credit limit is only 15,000. So you can see where the cash risk exposure is if everything goes wrong in this scenario. With the credit limit only being 15,000, we can see that there's a credit utilisation of 315%. Obviously, normally you would expect anything over 100% to be concerned, and you might think 70% credit utilisation is not good. Depends on your knowledge of the client and understanding what the relationship is with those. And the alerting within Invalusys can be set to reflect that. But I'll just move along the line here. Current market value is actually the value of the inventory sitting in the warehouse as it's being advertised for sale today. So it could be that this inventory was worth £1 million at one stage, but it's been discounted so heavily that it's down to 44,700 in terms of its current market value. That has a direct relationship with the spot liquidation price. So if we need to sell this inventory in 14, 21 days, what's the market going to pay for this inventory? That's what this number is, and this is where Invalusys can help to quantify risk for you. There's a guaranteed liquidation price in there as well. So if you needed a buyer immediately, then that's something that we could help with as well. So that's how we quantify. That's how we quantify risk. That's how we track. And obviously, you don't need to be looking at this information every day. But what you do want to do is be told when there's a problem with a particular client, so you can define the parameters around which you would want an alert to be set, and you can quite simply just go into there and then create an alert and say, "System, please tell me when the risk to our business is more than £5,000 or 1,000 or whatever." You can define the limits. And this is a set and forget solution, but what it will do is it will immediately email you when there's a breach. So if you're the financial controller or if you're the account manager, we think this is a really useful tool for you and would help you to stay on top of this situation. If you need a demo, you want to further deep dive into how this works, feel free to reach out. Thanks. Bye bye.